Jen Shah has changed her not guilty plea. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star pleaded guilty on federal charges stemming from an alleged telemarketing scheme that defrauded hundreds of people, many of whom were over the age 55. Shah entered into a plea agreement with federal prosecutors in New York on Monday, changing her plea to guilty to a count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. She faces a sentence of up to 14 years in prison and millions of dollars in fines and restitution. The 48-year-old said in court that she, quote, knew it was wrong, many people were harmed, and I'm so sorry. Shah, who was arrested back in March 2021, initially pleaded not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering, and was scheduled to stand trial next week. Her sentencing is now scheduled for November 28th. Shah's legal woes played out on the latest season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, including her dramatic arrest. Whitney Rose broke down all the drama that ensued while federal agents were looking for Shah during an episode of Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap.
You guys are in the car and Jen's just like, can you turn off my mic? What were you thinking when she asked you to do that?
Well, first of all, that's kind of like a rule. We're on reality TV. We don't turn off our mics. We don't take off our mics. In fact, I always kind of sling mud at the women that do that because I'm like, why are you here? Like, be authentic, right? But when she looked at me, I just like, I'm a girl's girl, no matter what. Like, even if we have issues, if a woman needs me, I'm going to show up. And so I couldn't help it because that's just me.
And you could tell with her face. I mean, obviously you were there, but as a viewer, her energy just shifted completely. So, I mean, I would have done the same thing if I was in your position.
Yeah. The vibe in the bus just went like cold. Like you could sense it.
Do you think anyone had an inkling of what was happening besides Jen?
I promise you, those of us that were on the bus had no idea. It came out of nowhere. I mean, It was so bizarre that I thought they were strippers. I thought Jen was playing a prank and I thought she hired strippers because Jen leaves. Next thing we know, we have Homeland Security, FBI, NYPD, and a SWAT team. And I remember turning to Jenny and Lisa and being like, Jen got us strippers and her outfits don't even match. And I'm like looking out the window, like, they're cute, but I don't get the outfits. And then I'm like, oh, there's a woman stripper. And then I look out the window and I see the SWAT team with like, they're armed. And I was like,
oh my God.
Those are real guns. I don't think they're strippers. And we all started freaking out.